Welcome back. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another trading week. And more importantly, welcome to February, because this is the month that is my birthday. And quite frankly, we're in the age of Aquarius, and I'm an Aquarian. So let's knock it out of the park. Hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. And we did absolute banger stuff from January and what the market was presenting. So it was absolutely awesome. We are basically kicking off the old London Open right now at 3 o'clock. We'll get into the charts in just a little moment. Not really much presenting just yet. But we need to run over a few things. Data Tree Internet. Morning from Amsterdam. What's up, dude? Zeno, good morning. Benny, happy birthday. Hey, Zeno, thanks, man. Birthday's in a couple of weeks, mate. We will celebrate that one at some point, but it's in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be streaming from a really nice Airbnb, not far from my house, probably about an hour and a half down the road. Big nice Airbnb with a big pool. So celebrating with some friends and fam. But I have to stream because we're going to be there from Thursday through to Monday. And so Thursday night, Friday night, we're going to be streaming from the Airbnb on my mobile setup. And then Monday I'll make it back to my house by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we'll be back on the normal setup. So I'll let you know when that's going to happen, but that'll be later next week, next Thursday. So hope everyone had a really good January, and hopefully you all finished positive on your P&Ls. Anyway, I hope you all did anyway. So the question now is, what do we do next, right? We're going to be here for a few hours. Friday night wasn't too bad. There was a big bangers trade set up. I took it. And then I ended up break even for the night, and I was super tired, and it was 3 a.m. and I was 3:30 a.m. and I was like, I'm killing the trade. I'm out. I'm break even for the day. Let's go. And then a few of you all messaged me on Discord on the Saturday morning, and I woke up to a few messages going, Benny, it played out to a T. You should have stayed in the trade. So awesome to anyone who might have been capturing that 10 a.m. reversal, but it worked out quite well in the end. Now, one thing I am going to ask all of you to do really, really quickly while we're starting off the live, is there any chance you could just quickly smash that like button? It's just down here in the below. It'll just help the video out heaps. Give it a nice little boost. Data, 8-hour plus stream last Friday. I know, man, it was insane. Trust me, dude, I was wrecked afterwards. And I had some people come to my house because I'm about to do some renos, and I had to get some stuff sold and picked up, and yeah, people were coming around at like 9 o'clock, and I was like so tired. I'd only had like 4.5 hours sleep, so yeah. All right, let's roll on into screen share time. Screen share. Okay. Now, we've got Monday. So, one thing I'm mindful of is the S&P 500 typically doesn't have too many red days in a row. In fact, there's 5 red days the percentage of a 5 red day and then a bounce is quite high, okay? Yes, there has been more than 5 red days in a row in the S&P 500. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying that the percentage that it happens is mildly rare. You'll possibly only see it once or twice a year. And at the moment, today will be will basically be day 4 if we continue to be red. And I'm slightly still a bit bearish today. I think we have a little bit more liquidity below price, and Friday failed to close above Thursday's high. So I am interested potentially in some shorts today. I don't really think I want to be longing just yet, but I am also really looking forward to potentially seeing today be potentially, I would like, this is what I would like. So I'm anticipating for potentially today to be another red day. And then tomorrow, I might start looking potentially to do some options contracts on an S&P 500 call and try and see if we can swing them for 1 to 5 days, which would be something a little different to you guys in the stream. But like I said, I do trade options, and I don't trade them all the time. I swing trade them, so I just try to look for some really good setups. So I've got that in the back of my mind. So we're going to just see how the S&P 500 goes today, and then we will go from there. Temperance, morning Benny. How are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. Mexican, good morning, Primo. I love that. So good. It's like your little code word to me every day, isn't it? Primo. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Yeah, so here we are on the news week. This week, guys, is insane for news. Every day, okay, has a red folder news event, including Australia. We always talk about our RBA rate, so our cash rate. We talk about that every Tuesday of the first Tuesday of every month. So we also have that in there. So it'd be interesting to see whether banks put rates on hold in Australia. I probably reckon they will. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Now, today, we have PMI today. Manufacturing prices, PMI. And that's at 10 a.m. Okay? So, I'm unfortunately probably not going to make it till that time because I'm just not going to be able to stay up that late tonight. I've got a little bit going on this week. So, I need to make sure I'm getting some good quality sleep. And I might have to even take tomorrow off work at this stage because I might have to do some work around my house. Jack, morning. KPTM, hey man, what's going on, dude? Hope you're well. Backyard Bob, Primo Price, Primo Taste. Yeah, that's it. Mexican, up $500 my first funded account since Friday. Woo! Dubs in the chat for Mexican. Let's do it, mate. Hello to all Primos. David, what's up, David? Hope you're doing well. And Dude Monkey, good afternoon to you too, man. And Mike, hope everything's going well, mate. How was your trips? How was your flights? And how'd you go with BlackRock, mate? Did you do any? Yeah, I was gonna say you're in Cebu, right? Did you do any research on BlackRock over the weekend, or are you too busy catching up with your girlfriend? Okay, so Tuesday, we have Jolt's job opening at 10 a.m. Okay, so at this stage, I would start anticipating for Monday and Tuesday to potentially have some reversal patterns potentially form intraday. Okay, intraday. That's something I am interested in there. So we will see how this week progresses. Hopefully we get some good setups and we can take some trades in the London session. What else we got? Wednesday, we got PMI and we have non-farm payroll in here at 8:15. So just be careful of this one, guys. If you're trading pre-US at 8:30, right? Normally we get 8:30 news. Well, this one is at 8:15. So don't get stumped up. Maybe set a reminder in your phone or an alarm to remind you that this is going to pop out 15 minutes earlier than the 8:30 news does. All right. Thursday, what do we got Thursday? We got some big news at 7 a.m. So this is Great Britain news. So this will be fascinating for the London session at 7 a.m. So a lot of you know I do hold my trades from, 3 o'clock to like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock entries, and I hold it through 7 a.m. Thursday, I'm going to be very cautious about holding through 7 a.m. In that sense because I reckon 7 a.m. is typically, this algo kind of style trade setup. You see the price moves a little bit around 7 a.m. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. That could move the market just a little bit. And then we've got Bailey speaking at 7:30. At 8:15, we have a little bit more Euro stuff. And we have unemployment claims on Thursday. Thursday, we got unemployment claims. Friday. What do we got Friday? Hourly earnings, non-farm roll employment change again. The US unemployment rate. And then at 10 a.m., we have the prelim. Guys, this week is massive for Red Folder News, okay? So just be careful with your accounts. We've been kind of dumping over the weekend again. You know, just remember, as we drop below 25,000 on the NQ, just remember those 1 minute candles, they're not going to be 10 points anymore. They're going to be 20 points. Okay, and then for every $500 that we drop on the NASDAQ after that, they're going to increase and they're going to become, you know, 40-point candles, 50, 70-point candles. I can tell you now, if you're trading minis with 70-point stop losses, it'd be wiped out in one candle. So you just got to start being prepared about that. All right. Mike says, yeah, I'm all good here. I'm still doing some research. Nice. Eric, good afternoon, my man. I hope you're doing very well. Thank you for the comment. Hey, guys, if you can, just quickly while we're here, as we jump into the charts and we have a look at the week ahead, do you mind smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm? It would really be helpful if you can. And it will just give that video just that little bit of boost, and it's completely free to do. All right, that's it. We understand our news every day. We all need to be checking the news every day as we roll in. Tomorrow is not so bad because it's at 10 a.m. Today also 10 a.m. So I'm personally not too fast how we roll in because I probably won't be holding any trades into 10 a.m. The next 2 days, just while I reset my weekly body clock. All right, that's that. Okay, let's move that out the way. And let's roll on into some charts. All right, I haven't really looked at much of this, so we're going to be doing this live on the screen. I was busy today, and I hope you all are not spending too much time on the charts. Just when you need to, jump on there. All right, so we are going to be looking at now, just making sure everything else is all still working. Yep, everything's all good. New video is posted for the live. Oh, Jesus, how many did it do? Crikey. Posted like 10 alerts for you guys in the Discord. Jesus. All right, okay, here we go. One last thing I've got to quickly set up. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Is it that one? Yeah, that one there. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, rolling on in. Where do we want to start? We want to start with the NQ. We want to start with the ES. Let's start with, and today I want to run through, we'll run through gold and silver today because I know everyone's liking that and having a look at it. So we'll have a quick nosy. And I do want to run through the SPY and the QQQ real quickly as well with this overnight dumpage that we've had into the week. All right, so let's start off on the NQ because it just goes down my list very easily. All right, we're out on the 4-hour time frame here. All right, and quite frankly, at the moment, we are still building this 4-hour candle. All right, so we've got we're only an hour into it, which isn't too bad. And we've swept the liquidity at this point down here, which is last week's low of the week. All right, so that's prior week low. We've basically just taken out. If we go down the 15-minute time frame, and I have my indicator turned on, which I want to talk to you guys about soon because I fixed all the bugs in it. It's now fully working and it's fully finished. Okay. And it will be available for you guys in the next week or so. Now, we have the prior week low. This green line is now forming because that was back here at this low here. So we've already swept that liquidity. I love my prior week low trades. I like looking at them for downside. Reversals. But if we come into the daily time frame and what we're starting to create at the moment, it's, you know, if this ends up being bullish day, it's going to be a monster range for a Monday, right? And we still have some liquidity resting below price. We still have this prior day low here at 25.21. And then we also have this prior day low here as well at 24.880. And then the list goes on and we keep going down. Also, back here, I saw this before as well. Here is a new week opening gap, right? So I classify it as a gap fill, right? So just keep in mind there, we have a little bit of a new week opening gap. These usually typically like to be filled at some point. So at some point in time in the near future, I would potentially expect price to come back here and fill that. Who knows? Maybe we might do it in the next couple of days. It would be awesome if we did. I would like price to reverse back a bit more because I've got to be honest, guys, I'm not a huge fan of trading at all-time highs. It can be a little gnarly because price just ranges and does nothing. So on the larger time frame, that's the NQ for you. We only have a prior day low down here, and then this one, and then this one, and then we've got a gap fill down here. Just quickly, I want to go back to the daily time frame. We have 1, 2, and now we are creating the third day on the NQ. What I was discussing before about the whole 5-day thing, ignore it on the NQ. It doesn't really work. I don't really care what the NQ is doing in that time frame. All right, so that's pretty well it. We're still in this broad range. Okay, it's just still in here, but it's very clean. Still very clean. All right. Now we'll go on to the ES. ES time frame looks basically the same. We tapped that previous week high up here, which is the one I had marked out, so we can delete that now. That's been gone. We've wiped out last week's prior week low, which we're bouncing off at the moment, and we're seeing a little bit of a reversal from. We have the prior day low down here from Wednesday on the 21st. So there's probably some resting liquidity down here. Still far to go, though, to get there. Right? It's a 1.2% move. It's a decent move. It could probably happen in a day, but, you know, like that one there's 1.38. So, you know, if we get back to here, it is tough to see if price would slide down to this low in that same formation. So, yeah, I don't really see any reason to be marking out any other previous day lows here. We would want to see this one get taken first, right? Because that's the next one in line. And then after that, it's this one down here. So we don't have to really panic too much. In terms of prior day highs, it's pretty well just really at this stage just Friday's high, which is marked out on my indicator automatically. So we don't need to mark that out. We'll go over to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones. This thing just looks like it's trying to roll over. Really, it does. And once again, we've got prior week low here. All right, which I just mark as prior day low in this example here. So we've almost swept that. And then once again, down over here on the left, that's been taken already. And then we have this one down here. All right, so a little bit of liquidity resting below price. We'll come back to gold and silver afterwards because I know a few of you are requesting for it. The S&P 500, sorry, the SPDR, which is the S&P 500 ETF, looks pretty clean, right? It looks pretty clean. All right, but yeah, we are obviously channeling in this channel here. My bad. We'll just draw that a bit differently, hey? All right, we are just channeling in this channel. There's not much to see here. And we have previous week low down here. And then we got another one. We actually have two right here. We got one here, and then we got another one. And then we got another one like here. All right. It's very likely because the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ has gapped down today, right, in the Asia session. You're going to see the SPY probably start as a gap down, right? So if the SPY opens up down here, which is below previous week low, then, yeah, we'll see how this reacts on a gap fill. And we might get a bit of a pump, All right. So all eyes will be on that at 4 o'clock when that rolls around. The QQQ, just once again, still just channeling in this channel. All right. It's the same as the SPY. It's holding formation, which is good. But same thing. She's probably going to open up tonight at 4 a.m. as a gap down. And we'll see whether or not they want to gap fill in the overnights or whether or not they might want to grab some more liquidity and then range and then gap up ready for the US session. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. Something to keep our eyes open for. Cool, let's go to gold. What else we got here? Jack, it would be nice to see last Wednesday's lows swept, but we are still in an uptrend within a broader range, so a higher should be made. So you're saying on Wednesday, see Wednesday's low being swept? It would be nice to see last Wednesday's lows swept. Okay. We've already swept Wednesday's low, man, on everything. So Wednesday's low, the 28th, has already been swept, man. That got swept on Thursday. All right. If I am understanding your question enough. Jackie, if we were trading today, I'd be looking for reasons to sell. That is until the reversal confirmation pattern has been confirmed itself. Yep. Jackie, on the NASDAQ. Yeah, so on the NASDAQ, same thing, man. There's Wednesday's low. Okay, Wednesday's low has already been swept. Right, so Thursday pretty well wiped everything out back to Monday's PM or AM session. Sorry, Monday's London low. And then today, we've just taken out last week's low, which was the gap down from Monday from last week. So that's all been wiped. So last week, no liquidity is left. It's all gone. It's finished. The only thing that'll be building is liquidity above price. Okay? So levels here, levels here, levels here, levels here. That'll be building up as we speak, okay, over the last couple of days. But at the moment, Wednesday lows are even taken. The week before's Wednesday low has also already been taken. It got taken on the gap down the following week. All right? So that's been wiped. Oh, there's this one here. My bad. This one down here you're talking, the 21st. Yes, you're right. That's the one I want to aim for. This one here is the one I'm aiming for. It would be very nice to see that. Sorry, dude. I missed that completely. Cool. All right. We'll go back to the gold because I know a few of you guys have been going, holy shit, gold's been going nuts. Can we, can we see what we can see on gold? Well, it's always hard looking at a chart that just only goes up, okay? And that's all gold's really been doing. But it has been wiping liquidity as we go, all right? We are getting these kind of reversal pullbacks before a trend continuation. And then you're getting these little stop hunts before price reverses, right? So these are really good little wicks to see before price pumps in the other direction. So you just got to keep your eye out for those and then try to capture them, right? Yeah. I mean, it's no surprise that we got this insane dump that everyone's been talking about because, price can push up for so long and then it's got to have some kind of pullback. It is mildly a little hard to read here. But if we go down to the weekly time frame, I would just personally be marking out weekly lows at this point, right? So it's wiped out last week, the week before that. We have not wiped out that week's low, so previous week low. And we have not wiped out this one as well. All right, so previous week low, not high. And I marked that one as high as well, my bad. There we go. All right, I think a nice potential zoom in on like a daily time frame or a 1 hour. See how a price reacts if we get a pullback to this level. That would be nice. See whether that wipes. And you've also got a weekly FVG, basically right here. That's a weekly. And get rid of that. There's a weekly FVG down here. So just see how price reacts. I would even get rid of that. I would just run it off that low there. And if price comes back here, potentially wait for that. It's on a much higher time frame. If we come back to the 4 hour, that's almost unreadable. This is just insane. Like, it's so hard to read that. Okay. So now we got Monday. So we've just wiped out this week's low. So that week's low is gone. We just wiped that. Okay. And then you've got this other week low that I just had marked out here. But the thing I don't like about this one here, right? This week's low, this week here. What I don't like about this is we don't really have any equal lows. Okay. However, go back to the prior week before that, right? We have some pretty solid equal lows here. We got Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday, right? So there's some pretty heavy equal lows around here. And then even if you go back to the week prior, there are still some more equal lows down here. So I much prefer a 42.82 pullback if you're going to try to swing trade this. If you're day trading, who knows? At the moment, this is just unreadable. I would almost, if I saw this on the SPY and the NQ, I would probably just be sitting out right now because that's just unreadable. It's just melting, right? So that's something to keep your eye outs for. Jack says, made 1.5K on the gap fill shortly after market open. Easy money ever. I know, Jack. I had my phone out this morning at a meeting, and I seen the market open, and I got on my alerts to say that we had opened up below the prior day low, which you'll get access to if you join the Discord, and I saw that, and I saw a 5-minute FVG present while I was in the meeting, and I was like, ooh, I was like, damn, I was like, this looks good. I was like, this looks good for a nice gap fill, and then it rolled over. So if you did catch it, congratulations. Well done, Jackie. That was a good trade. Same with silver, guys. Silver's the same thing. Super hard to read when we're just dumping like this. But once again, you've just got your weekly equal lows down here. The exact same thing. In fact, you're getting a little bit of divergence between these two here, right? Because that is the week low that I've been talking about on gold, and we are much closer to that on silver than we are on gold. Okay, so yeah, all eyes will be on that. You have wiped out this week's liquidity, and going from there, where is the open? Interesting. Gold's actually come back. Sorry, silver. There you go. So silver came back to the open. So if you start a quarter line here and you mark this as 2026 open, and then we zoom out, look at that. So silver's basically done a full run up, and it's come all the way back to the open of 2026. That's fascinating. You've just wiped out all that liquidity in 2 days. That is a big FU right there. All right, let's go back to the NQ and the ES. So we've already ran through everything there. I don't know what that line is for. I'm just going to delete it. And we have everything that we've got drawn on the charts ready to go. So here's your gap fill that Jackie was just talking about. Right, we gap down. And here comes your 5-minute FVG. Or your inverted, your inversion FVG. So for me, it's technically that, right? So even though the whole thing ends up becoming a gap fill from, I usually like to run it back to 4 o'clock, which is a close there. Okay, I usually don't care what happens from 4:05 through to 5 o'clock. Like, that is just nothing. It's just after hours crap. So technically this is your whole gap, but I usually like to just run it from wherever that previous candle was, and then you try to see a reaction around here, and you want to see this get inverted, which it did right there, and then stop loss down here, and just try to run it back to that high, which is basically there, right there, and everyone sold early. Like, if you can catch it, cool. It's not my trade style, but hey, if you got some evals and you're trying to pass them, little gap fills like this can be good, especially in Asia. Not too bad. They can present pretty well. If anything, I think this is probably a little bit cleaner. You go for the gap fill, you wait for the gap fill, and it does it. The 5 minute looks a little bit dirty because you're entering all the way down here, and your stop loss is already 97 points on the Nasdaq. It's pretty high. So you go down to the 3 minute time frame. All right, and this 3 minute time frame will present a little bit better for you on this gap fill if you think it's going to roll over. Right? You have your FVG, like a small one right here. Okay, and then basically you inverted it straight away here, which isn't too bad. Stop loss above there. Target the low, or you can just keep targeting some other low back down here. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's the cleanest setup, but I mean, you know, it is technically there, and the 3 minute is slightly presenting it. This here would be your safest break of structure in this example here. That would be your safest break of structure, right? But if you were just going off a 2 candle formation break of structure, this one here, which I do as well, I do a 2 candle break of structure, right? So this one here is your 2 candle, right? We have a bearish candle followed by a bullish candle, and the bearish candle is the one that's got a lower low. Okay, and then after that, this one takes it out. And then you have a bullish candle. So now this bearish candle now has a low. So we switch the break of structure now to the second candle, the second red one, the low of it, right? That now becomes your break of structure, right? Because we've put in a low down here, all right? We put in another low here, a higher low. We put in another higher low here. That's your other higher low there. Okay, and then this one basically respected it, leveled, okay? And then now you're looking for a lower low to be put in. This candle here, put in your lower low, it broke that structure, if you're going off a two candle break of structure, and then this one broke it. So now you have a lower low. So you got higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then we finally break it, okay? And then that puts in your lower low. So the confirmation could be on this candle here, you enter on the open of this candle, whatever your slippage is. Stop loss above the high. That might help if you actually go short, not long. Let's try that again. Okay, and then even if you just targeted like a 2 to 1, if you wanted to, I would say, for me, this is a little harder to read and try to capture. But this here was very clean setup, very clean. And that was probably your next. In fact, this low here, you would probably just run your draw and liquidity around here and then try to get out on that wick down. So it was almost a 3 to 1. All right. So that was a nice little play today that you could have taken. But once again, it's not worth me personally taking risks in Asia. I'm not really in the right mindset. I'm not really at my computer, and I got other shit going on in life. I don't generally trust gaps, but it kissed last Monday's low and then rejected. So the risk, yeah, it was a good trade. I don't mind it. It was good. Back up, Bob. So should I start keeping my silver and gold change? Yeah, I mean, you can always wait for a pullback, right? It's not the dumbest idea, but you know, with all these things that run up like this, sometimes I'm very wary of a strong pullback. There's 32 of you in the live. Appreciate it. Feel free to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. We are currently just ranging at the moment. If I just zoom out just a little bit here for you to all see what is going on. We have wiped out the previous week low down here. And we've kind of we've almost created a self-inflicted SMT. on the NASDAQ. So it's not a divergence between the ES and NAS. They're both printing this. But for anyone who decided in the, to go long here, basically just got wrecked down here. And this was a very clean setup for a reversal. So it wasn't too bad. Especially rolling over into 2 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. So this would have been a good setup. I wasn't online at this point. It's not the cleanest setup. It's not really my setup, but it is there. There is something there, but it's not really for me. So now what I love here, as we've discussed before on this channel and everyone's very familiar with it, what does the 4-hour candle not have? What does the 4-hour candle not have? You know what we should do a Q&A poll. We'll do a poll. And what does the 4-hour not have? Eyes, nose, another option, bottom wick. Start poll. You got to be honest, you don't have to be a rocket science to get this, but I'm sure some of you are going to choose whatever one you want to choose. So let's see if we can get 100% on the right answer, but I reckon there's going to be someone do something funny. Oh, everyone's ticking the right one so far. That's right, guys. We don't have a wick on the bottom of the 4-hour candle. And what does that normally signal? That normally signals leftover liquidity, and we need to get, the market makers want to go back for it. All right. Now we've just wiped out the last 4-hour high here, right where we are now with price. Okay. So we'll see how this reacts here. Maybe we might have an opportunity to go short here in a sec, because I am bearish on the day. I don't really care that we've closed, that we've wiped out the previous day low, and we've wiped out the previous week low. Today's a Monday. Anything can happen. Okay, and we have red folder news events everywhere. And now we have this wick. That there's no wick on the bottom of this 4-hour candle. So now I'm like, yeah, like, sure. Everyone's trying to buy the dip. I'm still bearish on today at this stage. Still bearish. Let's have a look at the ES. The ES has the smallest wick ever. It's a bee's dick. And once again, we've also wiped out the previous 4-hour candle, so we don't have any divergence yet. We'll just see how this wants to play out. I reckon they're going to try to take the Asia high here, or close to it. And then we might be looking at a later reversal. I'll be quite frank. It's got, how's that got to go? So we've already done, we've done 52 points to where it is now. And we need to do another 44 points to get us back to the Asia high for me to consider shorts. Wipe out that liquidity from everyone just dumping the market earlier today. And we are now currently at 50% of the range. I am interested in shorts here, actually, now that I've marked that out to be 50% of the range. And that's 50% of the range too. Okay. Now that I've seen that, I am slightly interested in shorts here. No FVGs on the 5-minute except for this one, which is actually on the mild displacement. Not quite. Not quite. What's the ES presenting? That's the 4-hour high. Okay, nice. The 5-minute looks good on the ES. All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. That looks all right. Oh, and boys, in the meantime, Jesus. Hey, we better load up Quant Tower, eh? Or otherwise I won't be taking a trade here. All right, what did the results come in for the poll? 5% of you said eyes, 21% of you said nose, 74% of you said bottom wick. Love it, guys. Well done. The guys who have eyes and noses, I think you need to go back to candlestick formation school. Oh God, oh God. Arns, I smashed that like button already. Thanks for the entertainment. Very informative. No worries, Arns. Thank you very much, dude. Troy, we are at the halfway point of the range right now. Yeah, yep. I did just mark that out. Thanks for pointing that out, dude. Wick. I took the last bull in here. 700 got out. Well done, Benz. Well done. Smells a bit fishy. Andrew, we go back and sweep liquidity. Oh, Wick. Troy. 0.5 level right now. 6 is right there at the hourly level around 54. Yeah, we got to check out fair value gaps on the 1 hour in a second as well. Salvador, hi, Mexican. What is the order book looking like? Yeah, we'll bring that up in a second as well. Good day, Elite. What's up, mate? You don't think NQ will go for that hourly level at 450, which is not quite the 618. The 450, it could, but that's possible. There's a little bit of an order block here on a larger time frame. On the 1 hour, is it? Is that an order block? Nah, it's probably on the 15-minute. It's probably an order block. Yeah, on the 30-minute time frame, that's looking like an order block. Even just that candle there, to be honest, is just the order block, really. Yeah. You can make just a video on candlesticks. Yeah, we will have to at one point. Yeah. L-Boy and his gold. No, we did not catch a morning star. Sorry, buddy. Right. Now, fair value gaps on the 1 hour time frame. So down to the 1 hour time frame, we have a fair value gap right here on the 1 hour. All right, I love my 1 hour fair value gaps. Love my 4 hours as well. And this whole thing is a 4 hour fair value gap. I'm not going to mark it out because the screen's going to get very dirty. We're essentially inside that FVG now, so it is what it is. Even if we just ignore the gap down section and we just mark from the top of that candle there, we're inside of it, and there's an hourly there as well. So that 450 you're talking about, was it Troy that wrote that? Yeah, Troy wrote it. Hourly level at 450. Yeah, man, it looks good. Definitely like that for sure. Let's keep an eye on that. Go to the ES 1 hour time frame, FVGs. Oh, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them, boys. There's one there. There is one there, and we're inverting. We are inverting this one right now as we speak. We got 15 minutes for a 1 hour candle closure above that IFVG. But it's not a first presented. This one here is a first presented FVG. Okay, so FP. First presented fair value gap. All right, this one's not. And I wouldn't be surprised whether the next 15 minutes this juices into here, and it probably inverted that one anyway. So I might just keep this little 1 hour inversion on here just for now, and we'll just keep a close eye on that. But very bullish. Lots of strengths out of here at the moment. Cool. Let's go back to our twin screen with the NQ on the left and the ES on the right. And let's go down to our 5-minute time frame, like we do every stream. Think I can... Oh my God, I've been going through this whole thing with you guys and my wrong, can't see screen. Yep, sorry boys. Right, there's your 1 hour fair value gap on the NQ. Sorry, and there is your 1 hour FVG on the ES. They're both basically in the same spot. And there is a 1 hour IFVG about to present right here on the ES, but there isn't one on the NASDAQ. So I'm not too fussed about this one. Don't really care too much. So we'll just see how that one unfolds, but we've just got a mark there. All right, that's it. Sick. Now, we have Quant Tower loaded up now, which is good, so we can actually place a trade. Make sure I'm selected on the right account, which is the 10. I have not reset the evals from last week. I'm going to give that another couple of days. I'm not going to trade evals just for the next couple of days. It was a bit distracting last week. I'm sure some of you saw me do some weird entries and I was getting a bit distracted. So we're just gonna park the evals for a couple of days. And the screen should be nice and clean for you. And I'll bring up the ES right here. So keeping an eye on this 1 hour first presented FVG. And we are now at 50% of the range on both the NQ and ES, which I like. But we probably might come into this FVG. And then I might be interested in a short. And as Troy said, it is the middle of that FVG is the 61.8 fib. Okay? And everyone loves retracing the 51.8, 61.8 right there. Same with that one. All right? So we know what we're looking for. Now we have to be patient and just relax. Just relax. Sorry, guys. If anyone wants chat, please. Come on, don't forget to hit the like. Can't see a screen. Yep. Hey, team, just in case you don't know, Benny has a great Discord that is free to join. Yes, feel free to join the Discord, guys. Link is in the description of this video. I've put it in there because some people were having issues loading the website and then clicking on the link. So it is now in the description. Easy to see. It's free for you to join. Peter, damn, I missed the London Open turnaround point on NASDAQ again. Yeah, man, it was a little on the early side for sure, but it's a bit hard to read. It's a bit hard to read. Unfortunately, there's just the only thing you can go off of. There's no IFVG, which I don't really like. Faked everyone out. This here was like the gold setup. You can see how many people started going long here thinking this was the break, and then they just came back and then wiped everyone out. But this setup here is pretty unclean. It's a bit dirty. It's a bit dirty. Like break of structure. The only thing you can really go off of in this example is just that break of structure right here. Break of structure right there. Okay, and then you go long here. But I don't get on till 3 o'clock, so... And I have back tested these, just so you guys know. Okay, just so you know. I have back tested taking these reversals, right, from 1 a.m. through to 2:50 a.m. I've back tested these, and they have like a 31% win rate. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad win rate. So I would never really fully trust them. I don't like them. And yeah, it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? It ain't worth it. We have, is it 9 minutes left on that 1 hour candle? Yeah, 9 minutes left on that 1 hour candle. The NQ does not have an FVG, which I don't like. I really want to see one here. And neither does the 3 minute. So the 3 minute and the 5 minute don't have an FVG here on the leg up. A little rough. It's a little rough. So I want to see it up here. We're just rolling into the 350 and 410 zone right now. I have a low win rate at 350 to 410. I don't really like it. I think I have like a 41% win rate at 310 to 410 on my model. So I wouldn't say I am even contemplating the idea of taking that. Late trader, if the ES don't get back under VWAP, there's no short. Damn. What happens if it reverses above the VWAP and then just flushes through the VWAP? Oh boy. He says, I'll relax, broski. 19K from this morning. Dude, this guy. I think you did like 17K on Friday, didn't you, dude? Now you did 19K this morning. This guy's going to be buying a Lamborghini in about probably 10 more days at this rate. Unless he's already got one. Hey, 120K for last month, dude. Very, very nice. Hope you're banking those profits and buying something really cool. But thanks for sticking around on the stream for a small timer like me, and you're pulling those numbers, mate. Mexican ES might hit 69.28 before reversal. 69.28. That's good. Why do you say that, Mexican? That's around the 61.8 fib, and that's 50% of the FVG, the first presented on the 1 hour. Yeah. He's a 300 series cruiser. That's it. I like it. It's a lonely game. It is a bit of a lonely game, isn't it? It was probably one of the main things that got me into wanting to stream in the first place, really. I only really ever had like one mate who was into trading, but I met him through trading, and it does get a little bit lonely. And it's good fun when you meet a few people who like to talk about it, because you just get to talk about it all the time. I'm a guy who doesn't like playing single player video games. Like, I can't stand it. You'll never see me play a game like on my own. Like, I'm always in Discord. Like, I'm always looking for other people to play the game with. Like, I'm always looking for squad mates. So trading for me was definitely very lonely, because friends and family don't want to talk about it, and your gaming mates don't want to talk about it. So it was one of those things I kind of said to myself, well, I need to work out how I'm going to do this as I get better. I need to try to work out who I'm going to chat to about it. So yeah, streaming it came into play, and hence why I'm here. Oh boy, we should G up a meetup, mate. I'm all for it. We will be doing meetups for sure. But for the next couple of months, I am flat out. So I won't be going nowhere. I won't be going nowhere until I can figure out a way to get rid of this 9-to-5 job. But I'm in the middle of refinancing stuff and trying to buy another house and buy another car and sell another house and renovate a house. And it's all crazy at the moment while I do that. So the old bankaroonies want me around with a 9-to-5 to get my loans approved. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Mike Lowry. Everybody wants to be like Mike. Mike Lowry. Guys, I need a drink. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Oh, that's the other thing as well. Guys, I posted another video too. I'll show you this in a sec. Just going to check this 3-minute out here. Volume's really dying on this push-up. Right? We just closed out that 1 hour. So that 1 hour's been inverted. Let's just delete it off the screen because it just looks ugly. But volume's really dying in that last hour. So that whole last push-up, volume is dying. Can't be sustained. Which is a good sign to see. Good sign to see here. But it's not very clean. It's not... It's pretty hard to read that. It's pretty hard to read that, guys. Not gonna lie. Like I said, the ES is nice with this 5-minute FVG here. Looks clean. And then there's also a 3-minute FVG over the top of it. So this is probably, I would say the ES right now is probably my ideal setup there. The NASDAQ, I can't read that. The NASDAQ is playing games. Playing games, and your break of structure, your break of structure here is Probably resting there at the moment. It's a 7-point stop loss. 7-point stop loss. That's 11 points. Okay. But we haven't touched the 1 hour. So this might be a bit early here yet. This might be a bit early. Maybe a 5 a.m. would be good. I got to be honest, guys. I am happy to not take a trade tonight. Mexican. I'm the same way. I started alone and no one joined me in the adventure. Now I got a small group I work with. Recently, more family and friends are starting to pick up interest. Yeah, right. Interesting. Yeah. Just that breathing room you live in drawdown. It is a big step to quit the 9 to 5 and go full time. I am a full time ICP nearing the end of my career, and I have been thinking of retiring early and relying 100% on trading. Nice work, Mike. Yeah, it's a pretty daunting process, and I suppose the older you get, the harder it is, right? Like it's like because you can't buy that time back. See, if you're 20 and you're like, or you're 27, right, or you're 33, and you're like, hey man, I'm gonna quit my job for 5 years and focus on trading. Well, you know, after 10 years it doesn't work. You're 40 years old, you're 35 years old, whatever it is. You got loads of time to fix that, and change or pivot, right? Let's see if this thing creates a fair value gap on the downside here. Maybe we don't retest this 1 hour fair value gap. That was a pretty bearish candle. That's basically a break of structure for me there. Just be nice to see that. Either that or it's a continuation. Gold may shit itself here. 15 minute looks a little cleaner on NQ, but not much. Yeah, I did see that before when I accidentally clicked on it. The NQ 15 wasn't too bad. Jack, your win rate is sufficient, and you seem to have the psychology under wraps. What's currently limiting you from making the kind of money you want to make to not have to work? Payouts, dude. Payouts. So I won't lie. Look, I've had in the last year, I've had about 10 to 12 trades where I've made 10 to 60 grand on, and all of them I either somehow gave the funds back days later because I just got mass ego, or either that I just go, nah, I'm not happy with that. I'll let the trade keep riding because I want 20 grand, or in the case of the 60k one, I wanted 85k, and then pretty well every single one of them went back to break even. So for me, it's all about prop firms giving me the payout that I want, not banning me, and allowing me to continue opening new evals. And quite frankly, as discussed in January, I officially hit my first payout with Apex, and they approved it. I have not received the funds yet. In fact, because I'm an international person, they need to give me. They need to send me some emails from Plane, which is the company they use to pay international users. And I need to... this is quite an interesting setup here, guys. Yeah, and then I need to request for my payout through that. Now, I have not received that yet. They say you've got to wait approximately 7 days. And I think Wednesday will be the 7th day. So I got to wait till tomorrow, and I'll probably send them a ticket support request and go, hey, these guys haven't reached out yet. Have you got the right email? And I have changed my email too since I signed up to Apex. So I wouldn't be surprised, because I used to work in software integration. I wouldn't be surprised whether or not Plane might have my old email address, and it's not working. Right, we have a break of structure. So I'm happy with that. We have a fair value gap created on the leg down. I want to see this fair value gap get closed underneath here. I got a lot of money tied up in real estate, and I refuse to touch any of it and put it into trading at all. With everything that I've seen online, everything I've studied over the last 4 years, I'm like 100% dedicated to prop firms. 100%. Like, I've drunk the Kool-Aid hardcore. Peter Eros, I'm confused why Nasdaq go up VIX plus 15 minutes pre-market. Yeah, so 4 o'clock just rolled around too, didn't it? Geez, that happened so... Man, this happened so quick. So quick. So quick. Yeah. So the SPY's heading for the previous day low. And the QQQ is heading for the daily 100. I wonder whether we'll get an entry here. Still got a minute to go on the 5 minute to close below the 5 minute FVG here. Yeah, there's your 5 minute FVG right there. Oh, this looks good. This looks good for me. Just want to see a little bit of a retrace in a minute. Not yet, another 50 seconds. All right, so the 3 minutes now closed below. Yeah, 3 minute close below. Got to be honest, we might have to take the entry on the 3 minute here, because this might just come up and grab the liquidity now. We're at 10 points stop loss, so we can only go in with 20 contracts. Unless I can get higher. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, that got bought up. Ooh. The 5 minute failed to close below the inverse. So I'm only going to be running off my 3 minute here. Ooh. All right, let's give this a shot. Sucks about the 5 minute, but that's not too bad. So 923 is the stop loss. Yeah, the 5 minutes probably the only thing I don't like here. So if we hit stop loss on this one, I'll have to write that in, that the 5 minute didn't really give me the confirmation. We are inside the macro window of 350 to 410. I do have a slight lower win rate at the 350 to 410 Unfortunately, I'm not in my 60% win rate at that time zone. I'm more around 30. So, yeah. And then really targeting Asia low. At least that 4-hour low. Where's that 4-hour low? 4-hour low is there, which is the London low. And 13 was my entry. All right, so all confirmation at this stage is on the 5 minute. 3 minute, my bad. So we're running with a 3 minute trade here. The 5 minute hasn't done anything yet, apart from break of structure. That's it. But it's failed to close below that FVG. What's the P? So 875 is the 875. Oh, let's just hope she shits the bed. But hopefully the SPY and the QQQ just want to keep melting. If the SPY and the QQQ just start ranging and dilly-dabbling around and trying to gap fill, that'll be pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. Do you plan to use payouts to fund your personal account for more freedom? 100%, Jack. I am definitely going to be doing that. But I've kind of made a little bit of a pact with myself that I will start my personal account probably after I've had about 20 to 30 grand, 100K in payouts, somewhere in there. I've got other bills that I want to kind of take care of. Yeah, I'm in the process of building a new vehicle. I'm in the process of wanting to quit my job, and I'm in the process of trying to buy another property, a more expensive property than I've already got, and potentially relocate interstate. So, yeah, building up a personal account at this stage, I would say will probably happen later in the year, unless I randomly get some insane payout, like 100 grand payout or something. Then maybe I might just go, bugger it, let's just start a personal account with that, and we'll use those funds. Then maybe I might do that. Peter, would you go swing long for a couple of days on CFD on NASDAQ? We return to 25, seems like. So Peter, I actually was slightly talking about this at the start of the stream, that we've had, was it 4 days? Sorry, I just all of a sudden just totally forgot. I think it was 4 days. Yeah, so we've had 3 days of bearish action on the ES. I am hoping that today will be a bearish day as well. And then, ideally, what I would like is for Tuesday to potentially put in a low and reverse, or maybe Wednesday will be the reversal. So we'll have 5 bearish days. Ideally, I want 5 bearish days on the ES. There is a trade setup that I've known about for a little while, and I've been waiting for it to play out. And it played out in December, and I just totally missed it. It was Christmas, and I was in other trades, so I didn't really think about it too much. And I'd just given back 60 grand in profits from another trade, so I wasn't really 100% keen. But there is a style of setup that you can take on the ES, where it has a pretty decent chance of a win if you could hold overnight. Okay, on a CFD, you can hold it overnight And sometimes the ES will gap up 400 or 500 points overnight after the 5th day of down days, of red days. So you need 5 consecutive red days, and then sometimes the ES will bounce back 500 odd points. I'm actually really interested in waiting for that setup. I've been waiting for a long time for that setup. I saw it happen in December, and now I'm just waiting for it to potentially happen this year. And I would like to get in on that if I can. So we're already at 3. If today's day 4, well, then we just need Tuesday to be one more bearish day. And come around Wednesday, my midweek reversal system, my market maker method, if you follow my YouTube channel, and you also check out the video that I just made, this one here. I just made a new video, and I posted it last night, right here. Right, hits every week. You might see the other thumbnail that there is. I'm doing an A/B test. The other thumbnail is my ICT reversal. I think midweek ICT reversal. This is a really informative video. I think a lot of people will probably watch that video and be like, "Holy shit, I never knew that. That's amazing." And then you could possibly do some back testing on it. So yeah, if we get Monday, Tuesday as a red day, then Wednesday, whew, look out! I am glued to the screen for those 2 days for sure. I will definitely be very interested in what the ES could do overnight this week. But I would need to probably move some funds around, probably tomorrow, the latest, on IBKR, because I don't have all my funds in IBKR to hold the CFD overnight. Yeah. Good friend of mine got 37K out from FTMO in December. Very nice. He swings intra-week. Yeah, sick. That's probably one good thing about FTMO, dude, is the intra-week swings. Troy, yeah, I'm worried about the entry. Yeah, it would have been nice for the 5-minute to give us kind of that setup, but that's okay. That's okay. We're at a 10-point stop loss on that one. I can't remember what my stop loss was actually. Let's just rerun it. What are we going to? 2023. Yeah, 23. So I'm risking normal amount here on this one. I can't remember, 75. So here comes your 5-minute retested, and now our last line of defense here, guys, is the 3-minute. The 3-minute FBG. We want to see this fail. Ideally, we want to see this fail, but it looks pretty strong here. So we can only hope and pray. We could be in this trade for 4 hours. Who knows? We just never know. I don't think we have any news at the moment, do we? It's yeah, nah, it's no news. No news, no nothing. Probably all eyes on the SPY and the QQQ, to be honest, at this stage. Maybe some stocks. Apple hasn't really done anything. Amazon gap down. Meta gap down. Nvidia gap down. Everything gap down, basically. A little bit of SMT between the ES and the NASDAQ there. Well, that's very bullish. We'll get stopped out here. Bad luck. There's a stop out. Boom, right there. Told you, didn't like that 5 minute. The 5 minute didn't really work out, and here comes your 1 hour FVG being presented here. Like I said, I have a low win rate on those 350s and 410s, so it is what it is. When the setup presents, you got to take your setup. You've got to take it, or otherwise there's no point. There's no point in trading if you don't take your setup. I was very happy for him, but at the same time, a little disappointed to see how he just trades trendline bounces and is nowhere near as technical advanced as I am. Just goes to show. Yeah, Jackie, I'm a huge believer in that over-analyzing and having too many indicators and too many confirmations on your screen is definitely can definitely be the catalyst to you maybe never becoming profitable. Yeah, I've been there myself. I'll push up until my bro come to Thailand. You are close. Maybe one day, dude. Maybe one day. It's definitely on my places to visit. Mexican. I'm 31-year-old man. It's Turk. Yeah, Mexican. I always said the same thing. I'm only 2 years older than you. I always said that if I was doing like $200 to $300 a day, I would probably quit my job. But then like I've been getting pretty close to that, obviously over the last probably 6 months ish, and I just I don't know. Don't know. I don't know if I'm getting greedier or what, but I just feel like it's just gonna put me under a little bit more pressure than I need, and then I don't know. Maybe I won't make it work if that makes sense. C100 says morning Benny. What's up, mate? Peter says now all time high. David says trend is up. Don't fight it. Yeah, 100%, dude. It's it looks pretty solid right now. Does look solid. Yeah, Troy. Reluctant to take it now. Yeah. Yeah, I will just at the moment, like I won't take another trade here unless we take that Asia high. So if we go up there and sweep that, then I might be interested. But right now I'm pretty well done for the day. There's just no need to take another trade. There is no need to take another trade. Tomorrow is another day. I think what I'm more happy about is my risk on that trade was bang on. It was bang on. $1,000 flat. That's perfect. I haven't really been that accurate, I don't think, in January. I think it was either 970 or it was like 980 or it was like 1,025 or 1,050. And then I think that Friday trade we took was like 1280, but I only did that because I did the accidental short. And we were up like $400 in like 2 seconds, and I was like, shit, I clicked the wrong button, and then I flattened it. And then when I went and took the next trade in the other direction, like the long, I was like, oh, I'm alright to risk a little bit more on this one, bugger it. And then it worked out. There's your 1 hour FVG being tapped, boys. You know what I will say? about that trade there. So, the one thing that I probably should have paid attention to then is the gap down on the QQQ and the SPY. Because typically, if we gap down on the SPY or the QQQ at 4 o'clock open, typically we don't really trend continue, right? We will stall out on that first 15-minute candle, and then we will either just range sideways and do nothing, or we typically spend the overnight session trying to gap fill. So if I was to go down the path of saying that we should be trying to gap fill on the SPY and the QQQ, then that means that the market would be slightly more bullish, and going short there was probably not the smartest idea. Or she tapped right into the 618. Right into the 618. All right, I'm waiting for Asia High because it's also the daily 20 SMA as well. We will sit here and we will wait for Asia High to come around, which will probably, at this stage, happen at 6 o'clock, right? Like, if we keep this same trajectory going, it's going to be around 6 o'clock for us to get there. And then we go whack, whack. That would be cool. That would be cool. If you don't mind, what was your win rate and profit factor on TradeZella? For January or just overall? Yeah, over management and not knowing when to walk away. Interesting. Like, can you just limit it to, like, I mean, I don't know how many trades per day you're taking, but can you just take one trade per day? Like, rather than, like, I'm a big believer in this. Rather than taking 10 trades a day, risking $100 per trade, are you not just better off, like, taking, like, 2 trades per day, risking, like, 300 a day, and then, but just wait for, like, the mint-ass, like, A-plus setups? Like, less trades, call it quits after 2. Jack says overall. Oh, yeah, well, there you go. So that's overall. And then now we're into February. No recorded trades for February. That's right, David. More trades equals more room to fuck up. True. Catch 22 though, isn't it? Really. Um, there are some traders out there that kind of do need to catch, 3 or 4 trades per day or whatever to get their average working. But each their own on that. I've definitely found that over the years of me trading, on the days that I tried taking 3 or 4 or 5 trades per day, I seriously was just like really fatigued, really tired, not enjoying trading. I found it all too much. Just swear I was just seriously overanalyzing. But now that I just basically limit myself to 1 to 2 trades a day tops, like there's no way you'll see me take 3 trades. The only reason why you probably saw me take 3 trades the other day was because I pressed the wrong button and went short, and then I was like, "Whoa, hang on, wait a minute, that's the wrong button." But that'll be it. You'll only ever see me do 90% of the time. You'll see me do 1 trade a day, and then probably 10% of the time you'll see me do 2 trades a day. Like for instance now, like I will not make another entry here unless we hit the Asia high, and then we get a reversal there. I'm just not gonna bother now. Yeah, exactly, David. Exactly. The old hopium. Hopium. So if any of you want to learn the midweek reversal, okay, right, the market maker method, I've posted the video on my YouTube channel. You can go there. I posted it last night. It's this one here. Hits every week, unless it's the other thumbnail you see, which is the midweek ICT reversal. And go check that one out. I explained to you on the NQ and the ES how we get the midweek reversal and how to look out for it. And so for anyone who swing trades on these CFDs on a live account, it could be pretty beneficial for you if you're able to catch it. It's something that I'm interested in doing in the future, but at the moment I'm just not awake for the US session to catch it. 51 people watching the London session. Yeah, pretty good, guys. Pretty good. If anyone caught the bottom down here at 1 o'clock, right into that London Open, well done. That was looking like a pretty clean buy up right there. Well, at the 2 a.m. Time frame anyway. Volume's quite interesting today. There was actually quite a bit of volume in the Asia session. Like, you can't distinguish the difference between Asia and London right now. Usually you can. Like, Asia will be here, and then London will be like that. So, there's definitely some more liquidity being drawn into the market today, being a Monday, and being a red folder news event. It's probably not the ideal day today for me to have taken that trade I took before too. It's probably the worst day I could have taken it, because it's probably not going to play out. It's probably not going to play out, Jimmy. Hey, if you haven't hit yet, hit the like button, guys. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. We are live Monday to Friday, 3 a.m. New York time for the London Open. And if you really want to, and you want to get notified on videos, you can hit the subscribe button and support the channel that way. But there's a rule, you have to come and watch me every day. Anyone interested in what crypto's doing right now? Bitcoin, the other Bitcoin. Look at this, like gap down, dunk, and then what do we call this in ICT? Accumulation. We call this accumulation. I am so glad I don't trade crypto anymore, guys. Sorry, but every time I look at one of these charts, I only see like one setup every month. There you go. 21 minutes left on that 4-hour candle. Because they have a different time zone thing to us. Bit of liquidity sitting up here. Bit of liquidity sitting there. Wiped out prior week low. Wiped out the prior day low. That's a big gap down. That's a big gap down. This thing is melting. I did some stuff on a live about this. I actually created a video, but I never posted it. Because I just don't talk about crypto really, but nice little reaction off the off that PDL back in April last year. We've spoken about it before. Wait, is that it? My bad. Sorry, this is what I'm looking at. I was going to get some options contracts, and I was going to try and hold them through to like January and short this. But on the day I decided to do it was on the first bearish day, right here. Sorry, I came up with the idea here, but I wanted a bit more of a pullback. I wanted to see if we could make it. I was hoping for this. One last little like bull candle over 100K. And then I was going to go short and buy put options But they never went for the liquidity. I thought they would have. They got so close to taking out 100k. I reckon they would have built so much more liquidity if they went and took out 100k and stayed there for one day. And I reckon everyone would have been like, oh my God, I need to buy Bitcoin. It's back at 100k. And then they just went, doink, see ya, over the next like 9 months. That's what I was hoping for. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So I've missed out on that whole 4-month trade. Oh well, all the best, Bitcoiners. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be looking for shorts. I wouldn't be shorting into this 74,589 level right now on Bitcoin. That looks, I think you're asking for a death wish there. So yeah, longs will probably play today. But don't know how long for. Get it? Don't know how long for. Troy, it looks like it's flagging. Jackie, I'm going to hop off. Have a great day, Benny. See you, Jackie. Have a good one, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it, dude. On your way out, if you haven't yet, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It is free to do so. Temperance. Do you use prop firm to trade options as well? No, mate. There never was prop firms for options until I think like literally a month ago or 2 months ago tops. Just not really interested, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Options are very hard to trade. It's a different mindset on them. And I don't think I'd be interested, to be honest. I think I'll just stick to using my personal capital at this stage. Temperance, the new trading style that I've slightly adopted on options is a bit of a hold to zero style trade setup. So yeah, I don't really plan on like the goal is to kind of hold the leap options and trust them. And I'm also trading leaps as well, which I'm just probably going to assume that they won't let you trade leaps on a prop firm. You'll probably have much shorter time frames. You'll probably have to be trading 0 DTEs. Ken says, is a bookmap sub that expensive? I think it's about 80 Australian dollars last time I checked, Ken. There you go. And back when I was trading it, I needed the crypto one. So I needed to get the digital plus, which is what I did get once. But now I trade stocks and futures. So I need to get... Shut up. I need to get the global plus, which is the far right one. And there you go. It's $100 a month. And I'm assuming that that is USD as well. So that's like 160 Australian dollars for me per month. That is basically another Apex account. And I reckon it would pay for itself. It's pretty demanding software though. You will need a good PC if you're gonna use that. Arn says hold to zero. Sounds like my kind of strategy. Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, so you just like put like $2,000 risk on a trade, right? And then if it goes to zero, you just keep holding the trade until it expires in your broker, and then you just ignore it, because if it's going to reverse on you, it's going to reverse. It's not a bad way to consider it. Temperance. I've never traded options, but I've always been interested in trading them. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I would recommend, if you're going to trade options, and that's the path that you want to look at or you want to explore it, stay away from zero DTEs. Just stay away from them until you start figuring out how the best way to trade. And when you start becoming profitable, then you can start looking at like going down that path. But like for a beginner, zero DTEs are way too advanced. Way too advanced. You will get smoked on zero DTEs. And 9 times out of 10, you'll get smoked due to data latency, or you'll get smoked from spread. And if you don't know what those two things are, you'll get smoked even more. So, yeah, stick to like, 30-day, 14-day, 30 days to 14-day DTEs. And if you can, even look at leap options. That's mainly what I trade now, is leap options. So leap options are options that expire over a 12-month period. So at the moment, it's the 2nd of February. So a leap option would be anything from the 3rd of February 2027 expiration and onwards. That's called a leap option in the options chain. And they're a bit more forgiving, right? Like you could pick out a contract that was like a year out, and you can sit in it for like 6 weeks. You don't even have to even think about the stock at all. You can just like turn your phone off and don't even look at it. And then you can come back after 6 weeks and you might still be break even. Or you might be down a little bit, you might be up a little bit, and it's like you don't really have to panic. Whereas zero DTEs, like you could count to 5 and be blowing your account in 2 seconds later. Consistent trader. Hi Ben, do you know the turtle soup concept by any chance? I don't, mate. I don't. I've actually never bothered to watch a video on it. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it's just your accumulation. So I'll just, right? So that it's your accumulation, and then you identify the distribution. Sorry, you identify the manipulation, right? And then I think after that, you're looking for the distribution. If I'm not mistaken, that's pretty well it, right? So accumulation, manipulation, sweep, and then your distribution is that. I'm pretty sure that's turtle soup. Yeah, no worries, Temperance. Just be careful on options, man. They're pretty wild, dude. Pretty wild. And try to stick to like well-known companies too. Like, don't go down to penny stocks. Like, just try to stick to your Mag 7s or whatever. You'll just a little bit less volatile. I think this is your turtle soup right here. That's why I always say, like, I trade some ICT, models. I don't trade them all. Oh, this price is just ranging and chopping around here, isn't it? Looks like we're going into some more accumulation on the 1 minute. It's a little boring here, guys. Sorry. Chic Hansa says turtle soup is same as liquidity sweep. Okay. I'm not really sure what that means. Isn't the liquidity sweep technically just the manipulation? Mr. Big says, here we go. Mr. Big on his 90-minute cycles. Here we go. Here we go. His 90-minute cycles. Give it another 5 minutes. Rogie, mate, we're in the 90-minute cycle phase. Have you got like an RSI indicator or something big that like goes up and down based on the trend or whatever? Mexican, currently at work. Well, that's pretty good. Trading at work, mate. Watching the stream at work. That's what we love. What do you think comes in 5 minutes, Wolf? Full port long. Oh, shit. It's called I Trade Size. Is that an indicator? Is there a 90-minute one there? Which one is it? Oh, look, there's like a little silver bullet one too. Oh, I don't even know how to read that. Jesus. Time cycles, I'm assuming. Top one, yeah. What time does it mark the Asia high at? It's a little bit early there. Oh, it's a good reference to see if some of my levels are right. Yeah, I can't read that. Oh, they're like your little boxes that it tries to run with. Yeah. Seen a few indicators similar to that before. No idea. No idea. What do you think? NQ long here? No idea, mate. It is in no man's land for me right now, mate. But I am favouring a little upside here for further continuation at the moment. Mainly because I want price to get to the Asia high. Yeah, turtle soup is same as liquidity sweep, stop loss hunt, manipulation, and whatever fancy like to call it, but essentially indicates reversal. Yeah, but do you enter to take the manipulation and that is your trade? Or are you waiting for the manipulation and then you enter on the manipulation to take the distribution leg and then pay yourself? That's basically what I trade. I try to trade the manipulation, right? And then I enter on the manipulation for the reversal, and then I take the distribution leg down. Ideally, that's what you want to do. Well, that's what I trade. The boxes represent AMT, which is we're talking about earlier. Yeah, okay. David says yes, it'll go up still. Today was crazy, clean price action. Okay, let's pump. We've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. New 5-minute candle, guys. Here we go. Yo, 60 people on the stream. Feel free to smash the like button for that YouTube algorithm. Let's go. Let's go. We've taken one trade today, guys. It was a loser, but we were bang on with our risk down to the dollar, which was very good. And yeah, we might take another one, but at this stage I don't need to unless an A plus setup comes. So if we get an A plus setup, which is back at the Asia high, then I'll consider it. But for now, we are going to sit here until 7 or 8 o'clock. David says, I'm waiting for an entry on my 10-second degenerate chart. Can you even go down that low? I suppose you can. If we go down to a tick chart. Go down to like a range chart or a tick chart. David? 22 range. I used to have an interesting strat back in the day when I first started trading futures because I originally started learning from trades by Matt, and I used to run the 44 tick range, and then I went to the 127 range, I think it was, and then I had a 50 EMA on the screen. And if price broke below the 50 EMA, I would wait for an inverted hammer retest, and then I'd go short. And then if it broke above the 50 EMA, I would go long on a retest. And then I also had the CVD loaded at the same time on Tradeovate. And sometimes you'd be able to pick a bottom because the CVD would diverge with price, so the candles would make a lower low. And then the CVD would make a higher low. And then I would just mark it in and go long. And then hold that for 5 to 15 points, whatever the burst was. Funnily enough, I actually did alright out of that strat for a little bit. But I pretty well ended every session with like sore eyes, a headache. Like I was hot. Had like increased heart rate. Sometimes Tradeovate would just lock out and just lose its data, and then the CVD would be delayed and laggy and not good for you. Not good for you. It was almost like a video game. 1,000 tick chart on the ES is a handy confluence. Yeah, it's probably the ones that the boys use on the what do you call it? On the heat maps. Actually, I don't think we spoke about heat maps today, did we? We didn't. At the start of the session, I think we talked about everything else except heat maps. Well, the NQ looks dead, except for this 25.425, which is right below this range here. It's probably a good spot to go long, actually. Come down, wicket, dunk. I mean, CVD is like insane. We're at almost 7,000, negative 7,000 on CVD, negative 3,500 on CVD for the Nasdaq. That's actually pretty solid selling there. Actually, I'll give them that. The NQ on this one here, yeah, all those orders there at 425. Not much else on the chart though. Not much else on the chart. And the ES. Yeah, there must be a lot of liquidity resting above price. I would like to think we're bearish today, but we've already taken out the previous day's low, which is your bearish bias. So we've already done that now. So technically we should be bullish today. We should be looking for longs. However, I am a bit skeptical about this news event, this 10 o'clock news event we have on a Monday, red folder, which we don't get very often at all. Just come back to the Asia high for me in reverse, please. David, I'm trading on TW 15 minute CCI for trend, 1 month TDI for pullback, after that 10-second entry, or 1 minute, sorry, yeah. That's it, stupid simple. Nice, that's all you need, David. Just something simple. Nothing too complex. Nothing too complex. I don't know, sometimes I think my model's like stupid simple too, right? people sometimes might think, oh, but you got like 400 lines drawn on your chart. It's like, well, not really. You just got the prior week, the prior day, and the Asian and the London range. That's really all there is. It's just that, yeah. And I'm just looking for one of them to get swept and then go for a reversal based on whatever I think is going to happen. Oh, damn, guys, I'm yawning so much right now. I will be honest, it's freezing in my room, so it's probably my body telling me to turn the aircon off. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'll turn the aircon off. Oh, it's cold in there now.
Yeah.
Can I just turn it off altogether? Oh. Oh, I'm getting real tired now.
Yeah. You're taking a trade?
Hey?
Taking a trade?
Yeah. It was a stop.
What?
It was a stop loss.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a 4-hour sweep and potential 50% range reversal. It was actually it kind of looked pretty good, but bloody the 5 minute didn't give me, like, because you know me, I want the 5 minute and the 3 minute, and the 3 minute gave me the signal, and I went in on the 3 minute, and the 5 minute was really juicing up, and the last 10 seconds of the 5 minute count, I fucking reversed on. And it reversed, and it was shit, and I was already in the trade by this point, and I was like, fuck, I'm like, oh, let's hope this holds up, and then it didn't. It's fucking cold, man. It's fucking cold. That stupid 5 minute. Ken says, do you sweat the Euro PMI news? Don't know. It just depends when it... Like, not really. Not really. Like all news events, man, I may not already be in it. I may not be in the trade anyway up until that point. It's pretty rare that I'm holding through, like, every red folder news event. So... yeah. When is the PMI again this week? Is it in this week? Yeah, it's on Friday, isn't it? Oh, the Euro. Sorry. I thought the Euro PMI was this week. Nah, maybe not. Oh. Main refinancing rate. Yeah, so Europe's doing theirs on Thursday. Was it? It's not on my chart. Was it yellow folder? All right, there it is there. Sorry, yellow folder. I actually don't have yellow folder turned on. I usually have it turned off. It was all pretty well bang on though on the forecast, right? And it was all around that 4 o'clock zone, wasn't it? Which is right when we were taking that trade. Yeah, we were taking that trade right around here. Yeah. No, don't sweat it. If it's not red folder or orange folder, I typically don't see it. Take a short walk too. Get some O2 back in you. Yeah. David said, I used to have 5 to 10 indicators on the chart. After that, I realized who am I lying to? I'm unable to pay attention to more than 2 to 3 indicators. Mate, that is very well said. I hope everyone just heard that and read what David said, because it's so true. You probably, if your little indicator icon up here, right, has more than 3 in here, I know volume is one of them, so everyone wants volume. That's fine. But if yours says more than 3 in there, you're either trading with too many indicators, or you're just testing out indicators for other stuff, or you're coding them like I do. Like sometimes I'll find a community indicator that has something in there that I actually want, so I go get it and test it out. Then if it's presenting how I wanted it to, I'll grab the code snippet and then re-engineer the code into my indicator or something like that and build it out more or whatever. But yeah, just really want to be careful about having too many indicators, because at the end of the day, unless they're like mine's not a lagging indicator. Mine's real time, because it's drawing the lines that have happened ages ago. But some of these other ones like RSI and MACD and all that, a lot of them are all lagging indicators, right? So by the time they give you the signal of like buy or sell, the ideal entry is probably already gone. The risk to reward just goes out of whack right when you get smoked. That short was into the top of the London opening range. Yeah, it definitely wasn't the best, Ken. I don't want to take that ever again. I don't really need to. I shouldn't have taken it, really. Mosh says, I just entered a short. Good luck, Mosh. Good luck. I am not considering shorts right now. That is for sure. We already tried that once and don't need to do it again. Why did I read these 3 minute and 5 minute candles? Oop, let me zoom in. Consolidate. Induce longs. And stop out shorts, because you're going to go back for them anyway. Come back. Stop out the shorts and longs down here. Sorry, longs. And then doink, go back up. It's got to cut. There's a liquidity level, or there's orders, sorry. There's orders sitting here at 20.25. Order block sitting there at 25 on the heat maps. Where's that 90 minutes? Big bad wolf. Where's the 90 minutes? Are we up yet? Are we up? Are we up? Ken, not criticism. On ES, I watched the order block on the 1,000 tick chart. Damn. Just to double check. I think that's the one thing that's pretty cool about trading, is there are so many different time frames that you can trade, and different ideas and concepts you can trade, Like it's so cool. Hey, Waller, what's up, dude? What's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream, my man. Hey, Waller, you have to click the like button. I'm not letting you leave without clicking it, because I'm pretty sure you're already a sub anyway. Muddy, hey, Benny, did you take any trades? Unfortunately, I did today, mate. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen, my two funded accounts on the left here. We copy traded both of those to $1,000 stop loss, mate, on each account. Thanks, Waller. And yeah, we tried to take the short on the ES here, back at the previous day low and the wipeout of this previous 4-hour candle here for a continuation down. So we got in somewhere around here. Stop loss was 23. And then I was looking to take this back down to the 4-hour candle where there's no wick on the NQ and the ES. But as you can see, unfortunately, that didn't work out. I might even just leave that there in case other people are coming past and they want to see it. All right, that was the trade. You know, like you ask yourself, like, you know, is that my setup? Probably. Like, yeah, it's a 4-hour sweep, which is one of my setups. But it probably wasn't in the most ideal position, really, looking back in hindsight. And there was also the QQQ and the SPY on the gap down, typically reverse. And I should have anticipated for that to happen. So unfortunately, we got stopped out. Big bad. I guess it's coming at 5:30. Sadly, that's the delivery cycle, but I don't like the way it's stalling out on the 1-hour FVG. Yeah, man. Yep. Yeah, as I said, I'm really not looking for any trades in here. I need this to be back at the Asia high from here for me to consider this. We need to be back up here somewhere. Somewhere around here. And then I want that delivery. I really want that delivery back. If you think about it as a consolidation, you could almost turn around and say that this is your consolidation and this might be your manipulation leg up, and then we reverse here. But it's not the cleanest. It's not the cleanest at all. So I need Asia high here. I need the Asia high. And we might not even get there until the US, but I don't know if I'm going to be staying up that late. I need to try to keep my sleep pattern on schedule this week. It was a nice attempt, brother. Thank you for the update. No worries, dude. No wuckers. Wow, this is super, super boring. Big Bad, what do you see? What do you see on your 90 minutes? Looks like a setup for the shorts. Yeah, damn. Well, they took out that liquidity. They took out that liquidity up here on that push up, so that would have induced a lot of longs, right? And then, but they haven't come back for these 25 orders before going back up. So, yeah. Tell you what, that's a long time we've been barcoding in this spot though. Jesus Christ. Is there some like yellow folder news event that's about to come up that like everyone's freaking out over or what? No. So Breeden is speaking in Great Britain at 6:45 a.m. That's still another hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, and then we got some PMI at 9:45, and then we have our 10 a.m. PMI, which is the red folder news event. So yeah, this could be pretty boring for the next little video. Imagine how many traders right now, retail traders, are going long and short right now. Just everyone's just fighting like long, short. There must be so much liquidity sitting here and here. Oh shit! To be stuck in that kind of formation. $4.09. Yeah, okay. Ken says, Gann and tick charts don't give away direction, but when you plot them, it's spooky how they are respected. Yeah, I remember running the old Gann chart for a little while there, and yeah, when you go back over a long period of time, it's pretty cool. Matthew, welcome to the channel, man. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. And he says, yeah, boys, keen to lose my account tonight. Let's not say that, Matthew. Were you the one? Didn't you have like $300 drawdown, I think, on Friday? Canadian PMI at 8:30. Was it? What the fuck am I reading? Am I dreaming? Dude, where does it say that? Oh, Ken goes, shit, my news is off by an hour. Yeah, I was gonna. Oh, Ken. Mate, you got me tripping balls here, mate. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like 4:30, 6:45. Matthew's like, yeah, I got up another 800 and then I lost it already. Shit. Those are the days when you walk away, Matthew, after when you're up $800. You know what? While this is doing this shit, why don't we look at the midweek reversal, eh? For anyone who doesn't know, I made a video on the midweek reversal. And if you go to my YouTube channel and you go to the home screen, it's right here. Hits every week. This video right here. It only goes for 8 minutes and 56 seconds. It's not a long video. Mind you, it took me nearly an hour to record it. And yeah, we could talk about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a vertical line with these red dots. And that's going to resemble each week. Put your learning hat on, guys. Put your learning hat on. And then maybe we'll go back like yonks in time because everyone will be like, oh, that's skeptical. I don't know if that's really true. You've really only got, you've only gone back into January. All right. So we'll go back to not last week, the week before. All right, that's last week. Last week was textbook. Simple. 2-day trend up. 2.5-day trend down. Wednesday, reversed. Simple. Yeah? Right, the week before, same thing. Monday melted, Tuesday melted, come into Wednesday, take out Tuesday's double bottom low. And I also think there was a fair value gap here, like down on this leg here that was untested at first presented. And we then come into Wednesday, and then we reverse for another 2.5 days. Right, then we have this week here. This is the second week back for the year, right? So we had an up day, and then we had, sorry, my bad. No, that's a down day. So we had a down day or a break-even day. It would have been more like a doji, right? So a break-even day, and then we had almost a down day, just. Wednesday comes in, wipes out liquidity, and then we reverse for almost 2 days with Friday not being able to close above Thursday's high. So it's kind of there, but it looks a bit shit. All right, so we'll just go Thursday. Didn't really present, but we did get the Wednesday reversal, right? Technically. Okay, the following week after that, let's go again. Bullish into Wednesday, takes out previous week high. There's previous week high, took that out and then reversed down. And then unfortunately on Friday, price did recover. So you didn't get the 2-day trend on the way down, but you did get your Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday reversal, tick. Price is still doing nothing on the NQ and the ES, so we can just keep going here. Okay, here's a week that didn't even work at all. Perfect, we found one. Down day, Wednesday, down day, and then Friday was... Actually, you kind of have like a bit of a reversal here, but we had that public holiday on the Thursday, yeah? Oh, it's Christmas now anyway. I don't like running this model at Christmas time anyway. All right, let's forget that. Let's go back to like... You can run it for December if you really want. I'm going to go back to a random time frame. I don't know. We'll just... What is that? August? Yeah, let's just go here. Let's try it again. Putting me under the pressure now. Putting me under the pump. How am I going to fake this one? Oh, there's a half day here. Friday half day. Interesting. Here's a difficult one. This one's difficult. Up day. And then you had like an early midweek reversal, and then it ricocheted and went the other way. You need to make sure, so when for this to work, this setup, right, it needs to be a red folder news event, ideally at 8:30 or 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So if this week didn't have it, then it may not have happened. But in this case, we can full trend continuation for the whole week. All right? So that was what it was. And then coming into the next week after that, we already had a trend continuation up for the week. So we were bullish on Monday. That's good. And then Monday took out the previous week high. So obviously Tuesday ended up crashing. And then come into Wednesday, we created a higher low. And right there at 10 o'clock is kind of your midweek reversal. And then we continue to go up. Thursday was trash. And then Friday only just finished up. right? So it's still technically there. This week looks a bit weird. Might help if I actually zoom out too and get some actual candle formations. Down day, nothing day, and then kind of a reversal, and then down, and then down. Actually, that worked. My bad. Here you go. Down day, sideways day, into a Wednesday, take out the previous week high. There's your reversal for the rest of the week. Yeah? So on Wednesdays, you just want to be a little careful, you know, thinking that price is just going to... Oh my God, look at this one. This one's mint. Oh, that's juicy. Up day, down day, Wednesday, midweek reversal, dunk, dunk. And then because of the massive expansion on Thursday, this Friday just melted back off. Cool. Nice work, guys. We could keep going here, but anyway, that's pretty well that. That was fun. The ES is pretty good. I think the ES, I don't know, a lot of people love trading the NASDAQ, and I did too, and I still do. I love the NASDAQ. But the more you spend time trading both the ES and the NASDAQ, and you compare the two together, I tell you what, the S&P 500, the old ES, she brings out some very smooth moves. So smooth that if you're like me, you pretty well switch to just trading that now. Sorry, I haven't looked at chat for a little bit. Let me delete these lines and I'll see if you guys have been writing anything. I have been fixated on this screen. And there's another yellow one down there. Alright, cool. Right, what have you guys been writing? Do you trade contract rollover weeks? Yeah, Ken. I am very mindful of them. Typically, in the past, I've never really sized down or anything, but I should. I should be sizing down, especially this year. I definitely will be. It's written in my rule book to first of all not trade like FOMC days, and any significant news events really on Thursdays. So I've got that in my rule book on Thursdays to not really trade the 8:30 news events if they're large, and then like non-farm payroll, FOMC, and PMI. And then, yeah, in regards to the rollover week, probably this year I should be sizing down at least half size. Mr. Big took the big short. I love it when it does what I thought it was going to do. Oh, it's the best feeling ever, mate. Mate, it's like... It's this weird feeling when you trade. Like, when you're learning to trade, you don't really, like, pay any attention to it. And when price works out, you're not really appreciative for figuring it out. You're like, oh, my God, I made money. This is sick. Oh, my God. I can buy a Lambo. Yay. But I don't know, when you mature after a few years and you start making money and it starts working out and you're getting profitable days and profitable weeks and profitable months, that's when you start kind of going, okay, you kind of disconnect yourself from the dollar value, and then you're more interested and more excited now about being right and being able to anticipate the next move. For show. All right, those 25 orders got taken out, which is good. Mexican. When I traded options, they only would be on SPY. Now with futures, I only trade ES. Ah, well, there you go, mate. Perfect. Couple the two together and you're laughing, dude. You're laughing. $20 to go on the 4-hour candle. And it's really nowhere where I want it to be. I just saw a big order block. Look. 25,625. That is the Asia high, everyone. That is the Asia high. That's what I've been trying to target. It's literally 11 points below the Asia high. That's cool. So we might get there at some point. Just don't know whether I want to sit here and wait for it the whole time, or whether or not I just set an alert and come back. Set an alert and maybe we come back, guys. I wouldn't mind just leaving the stream running in case people swing past and have a look, but yeah, I don't know if like I'm not interested in taking the trade unless we sweep the Asia low down here or we sweep the Asia high. And I just get a feeling in London we're not going to do that now. We might be waiting for a New York trade here. I've only got an hour to go to take a trade anyway, because after 7 a.m. I don't trade until... If I trade the London session only, I do not execute trades after 7 a.m. or 7:10, right? Unless the literally is presenting at the hour. Sure, then I'll be interested at 10 past 7. But at 7 o'clock, I have a hard cutoff. I end all trading here. And then I won't trade again until 9:45. So that there is like my dead gap time window. I will not execute a trade inside that box. So we're running out of time really fast here for me. I mean, I might be wrong, but unless there's some crazy event in the world, I don't think the Nasdaq's dropping 200 points in the next hour and 15 minutes down to the Asia low for me to take a long. If we get back to Asia high, I'm interested in shorts. If we get to Asia low, I'm interested in longs. But it's got to happen before this window, or otherwise not going to happen tonight. We've already taken one mildly not good trade today. Setup was there, but not ideal. I didn't need to take it, really. Didn't have to. So, with that being said, it's 1 hour FVG's holding up, isn't it? Hmm. Shrey, is there a delay if I don't have TradingView Premium because my TradingView looks behind? You need to purchase the CME data, dude. So there is a CME data feed. You need the live CME data feed, and I've totally forgotten how to buy that. So I think at the top of your screen, Shrey, up the top here, where it says like NASDAQ 100, there should be like an hour clock. Like you'll see there's like this weird icon there, and it's either orange or it's red. I haven't seen it for years, so I can't remember. And if you click that, okay, it'll tell you that you need to buy the CME data feed. And it's like $8 a month, roughly. $5, $7 a month. And then you need to click on that, and then you need to add it to your subscriptions to TradingView. I don't know if the premium comes with it by default. Don't you still have to pay for it? Like even if you have premium? So you'll need to get, where is it? Click the wrong one. This one. You will need this. See, delayed data on the free. You need that one there. Curious to see what happens at 6 o'clock. Might get the 6 a.m. candle reversal, so we'll just stay around for that. One more hour to go on this live stream. I'll stick around for another hour on this one. Just want to see what happens at 6. But ideally, I'd prefer the Asia sweep. No worries, Shrey. No worries at all, man. If you learned something, feel free to smash the like button for free. It just helps out the YouTube channel. And it's free to do for us giving you some free source and info. Damn straight. Damn straight. We're almost at 100 members in the Discord. Damn. Damn. We're at like 70. Ezra. Hi guys. Benny, how are you able to trade S&P before New York session? I'm new to this and I don't understand what is happening. Ha ha ha. So the US futures market, mate, is actually open from 1800 New York time through to the close, which is at 1600. Okay? So each one of these little white lines here represents the open and close of the session or of the day. And so my time down the bottom of the screen that you can see down here is in New York time. I always run my time in New York time. If you're a trader and you're learning how to trade US stocks, you should probably do the same thing. It's a good recommendation, definitely. And so basically the session for the previous day finishes at 1600. There's about 50 minutes of after hours stuff left over from some trading firms in the US, but it's extreme low volume, so you can pretty well ignore it. And then the market reopens officially at 1800 hours, New York time. So there's a 2-hour break where 99.99% of people can't trade. Only like 0.01 can. Like some institutional stuff. And typically that runs right through to the session. I'll go down to one chart for you to make it nice and clean. And you know what? I'll turn on, I have my custom indicator. I will turn on previous days so that you can see how each day plays out. So if you want to understand market structure on how the market moves during the day, it's really simple. And that's what I teach in this Discord. So if you like what you like, feel free to smash the like button. It's free. Essentially, what happens, we'll go back to Friday. So market opens at 1800. And there's just a little bit of like after hours market that starts off. And officially at 8 p.m. New York time, the Asia session starts to kick off. You got Japan, New Zealand, Australia, etc. And they start kicking off the session with some form of volume and liquidity. And so typically you'll get an Asia high, which is the top orange line, and you'll get an Asia low range at some point between 8 p.m. and 3 p.m. Okay, that's the Asia range. All right. And then what you'll find after that is, now I run, just so you know, this is irrelevant. I run my Asia range until 2 because my specific trade style is better suited to 2 o'clock. Right? But then typically at 3 o'clock or 3 a.m. New York time, which is when my live stream goes live. So if you look at the top of the screen, I trade every day at 3 o'clock, which is the London Open. Right? The London range, I run it from 2 o'clock because it suits my trading style. But essentially it runs until pre-US. So 9:45. 9:55. I'm on the 15-minute time frame, whatever. And so then that'll be London range. Okay? So hence the red lines are London high and then the London low. All right, that's basically how that works. There's a few other lines on the chart. I won't explain the rest of them, but that's basically how it works. And then, as you're familiar with, at 9:30, the US session kicks off, and you can see the volume spike. See the volume down here? The volume on, off. Right, you can see how low volume is during the Asia session. It's tiny. And then you can see here at 3 o'clock when London kicks off, you get a big spike in volume. And then the London will run that volume up until 8:30. And if you're very familiar with the news events, there are news events at 8:30. And then at 8:30, the real volume really kicks in. And then at 9:30 through to 4 o'clock, New York time, we have the New York volume. And you can see the difference down the bottom. That is how you're able to trade US futures almost 24/7. But it's 22 hours. If you like that sauce, feel free to click the like button, man. Mexican says, join the Discord this morning. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, dude. Ezra, oh, I got you, because I was confused, because when I open TradingView, I don't see the S&P is open at the moment. That's probably because you're on the spider, right? You're on the spider. So your ticker symbol is the SPY, yeah? Which is the spider, the SPY, this one. That's because at the moment it's in pre-market, so you'll only see the lines on the right-hand side here showing pre-market. But you're right, it's not actually running. There is no pre-market technically on the SPY. So yeah, if you go to the QQQ, right, you'll see the same thing again here with the QQQ, right? It's pre-market. So unless you turn on your pre-market, you won't see it. So if you go, so for instance, I'm not going to do it on this screen because I don't like to, but on this screen, I run the QQQ and the spider, right? But I have pre-market turned on. So if you go right click on your screen and you go settings, it will say here under symbol, session, extended trading hours. You're probably set to regular trading hours. So change it to extended and then you'll see it pop up here. But I don't like doing it on the other chart because that's my main chart that I use. Now, if you want to see what the S&P 500 is doing, okay, in the futures market, you will need to be on the ES ticker symbol. And there is a grouped forward or front run month 24/7 ticker symbol called ES1 exclamation mark. So you need to load that one up. Jesus. Oh my God. Almost lost me tonsils. Also, I have a question about London session, and thank you for this valuable information. I noticed that there is some sort of big move, usually around 9 to 10 a.m. London time. London time. Okay, that's confusing because I don't trade London time. Can you convert that time to New York time for me? Because I'm lazy and can't be bothered. Can you explain how I can catch that move and predict it? And definitely subscribe and click the like. Thank you very much. By the way, I'm talking about the moves in London session when I'm trading currencies. I noticed that pop in price or big, okay, in volume. Right, well, first of all, in terms of advice on how to catch the move, I can't give you that because that could be a complete disaster. But we can have a look at what you're potentially looking at. So what did you say? 10 a.m. London time to New York time. 10 a.m. London time is 5 a.m. New York time. And you're talking about currencies, which I don't trade, so we won't be bringing any of them up. Really, I got to be honest, guys. Ezra, sorry. There really isn't much at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay? So, these big moves that you're talking about, it's very possible, okay, you might need to bookmark this website. If you're ever going to be a day trader and you're going to be trading sessions, you should always, every day, make it as part of your to-do list that you always load the Forex Factory website. There are a couple of others. There is a... where are the others? There's Financial Juice, and then there's this one. Financial Juice, they want you to sign up and you get free shit, and you got to pay a subscription if you use them too much or something. So you can see all the news on the left-hand side. It's not very clean. It's a little bit ugly. I don't really like the look of it. There's this one here as well for the Forex community. If you're familiar with my Forex book, there is this one. This screen's pretty cool and chill. I used to have issues with this one with the time zone saving all the time, so I stopped using it. But they've updated it now and it looks pretty good. Very colourful and pretty. But this one here is technically what majority of people use. And if you ever hear anyone say, oh, look out, we have a red folder event at 8:30, a lot of people can be like, the hell is a red folder event? Well, on Forex Factory, there's these little red folder icons. So you can go up to the top right-hand corner of your screen and you can turn off the yellow ones because 9 times out of 10, they're useless. So just turn them off. But you want the yellow, you want the orange ones, you want the red ones, and you only want the grey ones because they'll tell you whenever a country is actually going to have a day off or not. So there might be low volume for that trading day. And these are red folder news events. So what you can expect is you can expect potential high volumes of liquidity at that time zone when the news is released. All right, so keep an eye on this. The common one is 10 a.m., 9:45, and 8:30. They're your 3 common ones. And then if you're trading late in the US session, the other one to look out for is the 2 o'clock and 2:30 FOMC ones. But they only come like once every month. Damn, guys. We need to put some W's in the chat for that one. Teaching you guys the source, live in the moment. Look at you guys trying to stress test me, eh? You're just trying to stress test me. Like, let's test Ben's knowledge. Let's see if he knows this. Let's see if he knows that. And the dude's just pulling out the source. I can't fake to you guys and say I've only been trading for 4 months and I have no idea. Or I can say I've been trading for 4 months and I'm like super switched on. That only comes after like 3 years plus of trading, I would say. Thanks, guys, for the dubs in the chat. Even I'll contribute too. Oof. David says they want to keep you awake. Yeah, I'm like super tired right now. This afternoon, I had to take the afternoon off work to do some housework, knocking down some pergolas and sheds out the back of my house. And I had a couple of people here helping me. And I tell you what, I only did it for 3 hours, but it definitely took it out of me because I haven't really done any hard physical work like that for a while. We officially hit 70 members in the Discord, plus me is 71. So, GG, guys. Well done. That's amazing. We haven't even been streaming for a month. And we've already hit that. Sick. So good to see. So good to see. And hopefully later this week, guys, I'll be releasing the indicator to you guys too. We will have the indicator up for grabs. I fixed all the bugs on the weekend. So I'm going to spend this week testing it all out, making sure there's no more bugs, which I don't think there is. Yeah, you can run it on the 30-second time frame. It draws all the lines professionally. And we can now run it on the 1 minute, which is where I have my error. I actually had the error on anything under 2 minutes, which I fixed on the weekend. And what was the other one I had a problem with as well? We had a problem with something else. Oh, the historical look back. The historical look back is now working and functioning beautifully as well now. So if we go out to the 15-minute time frame, I've capped it at the 15-minute time frame. But you can now go back and back test. So you get everything. You get the midnight open, you get the Friday high, the Friday low, the Asia line, the London lines, and the midnight open, and it all stays within inside each day's box. So you can just go back and test. You know what I mean? You can see if it plays out. How does price sweep the Friday high? Remember, we're trading ICT concepts and market maker method. We're trading both. Okay? We are trading both methods, which I am slowly putting together videos and information on them and live streaming the two setups. Big Bad says we are stuck in a range now. Some crap price movement. I know, mate. It's look, I absolutely love being on here and trading with you guys and being on the live, but there is a little part of me that's kind of like my ideal trade setup right now is the Asia high up here or the Asia low, and right now we are right smack bang in the middle of those two, and that does not look like a good drawing. Let me delete that right now. Holy shit. Yeah. Gotta wait a long time for it to get to where I want it to get to, and I'm only allowed to trade till 7 o'clock. I'll mark 7:10 because technically it's 7:10. 7:10 is my cutoff. But this here looks like your typical AMD formation. To be honest, on a 3-minute time frame. I should reword that from consolidation to thingamajig. Right, now you're going to get your manipulation leg. Distribution leg, sorry. There you go. And then who knows how big that'll be. That hopefully it'll be up to there, to the Asia high. That'll be nice. That is telling me that that's how that's playing out. Anyone know any good platforms for paper trading? Well, TradingView has its own paper trading system. It's built into TradingView. So on the right hand side, I know it's not even on the right hand side, sorry, it's down the bottom now, isn't it? They changed it. Oh my god. Sorry, up the top right hand corner you got trade. Can you see it on my screen? It's like up here in the top right hand corner of the screen. There is a button there called trade. You guys can't see it. I need to move it. Jesus Christ. Right here. It says trade. Right? And then, okay, now I'll click it again. See here? It says paper trading. So just click on that and then I don't know, you just go through and connect. I used it like when I first started trading like 4 years ago. Just go in there and then just turn it on, and then on the right hand side, on your right hand side of your screen, you'll have all your buy, sell, contract size, and everything, and you can reset your account. It's all really good. It's actually really good. Thanks, Mohammed. Yeah, great, awesome. Damn, we're getting all the guys in here today asking the saucy questions. Absolutely love it. Love it. How long did you paper trade for before using real money? Probably 2 or 3 months, and then I didn't enjoy it. So then I threw $1,000 in my first crypto trading account, and I started with that. I'll be honest, I don't really like paper trading at all. I think like let's say for instance you had no idea what trading was, okay? And you met someone yesterday in a taxi and he said, "Hey, this is what I do." And then you're like, "Oh, I'm going to see if this is for me." Like you have absolutely no idea what's going on. And you have absolutely no idea like what longing and shorting and all that kind of stuff is, and contract size and stop losses and take profits. I think everyone should start off on paper trading. Like just use that to like figure out how you press the red button and the green button, and you figure out like how can you create like $100 stop loss, and then how do you take a $300 take profit. All of that should be taught to you in paper trading, right? Because it's completely free to do, and then you just learn how it works, like what the hell you're doing. But the biggest problem that a lot of traders will have with paper trading is after a while, you'll find that you have no emotional connection, okay, to paper trading. And so what can happen is you'll hear these horror stories of people who have been paper trading for 2 years, and then they go and throw their first 10,000. I don't know about Reddit, but I've read some stories in there where guys were throwing 250K into their first account because they were profitable after 2 years paper trading. And then they throw 250K or their life savings into like an actual live account. And then like a year later, they blow the whole lot because there is a very significant emotional attachment to actual live trading, and it's a different feeling, right? You now actually have real money on the line. So yeah, like eventually you want to stop paper trading before you get too comfortable with it, and then try to switch to some form of like real money, or otherwise you may end up doing yourself a disservice by not getting that real feeling going on. But don't like do something stupid. Like don't go putting 100 grand in an account on day one. That's just dumb. That is just dumb. Like either go to a prop firm, it costs you $70 a month subscription. Just do that, or just top up your account with a few $100s. Don't go just pouring your life savings in. That's just dumb. Fly speed on the NAS to pushing to close the fair value gap. Yeah, it probably will close the fair value gap if we keep pushing up anyway. Turbo, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for joining the stream a little in your morning. Morning, Benny. Wasn't this your long? You're right, dude. It was my long, but unfortunately it happened pre-market, dude. So I've missed it. It happened at, what's that, like 1:30, 2 o'clock? So yeah, unfortunately, it was well missed. And I took a short on the 4-hour sweep. We had a 3-minute and 5-minute looking juicy, and then the 5-minute failed in the last 10 seconds. And then eventually we got stopped out. You can see the trade on the screen. David, you better get a dirt cheap account like Apex now. You need the adrenaline a little bit. Paper trading is good for learning the buttons. Yep, that's pretty spot on. Trey says, well, I've been paper trading for 8 months, but I can't live trade because I ain't old enough yet. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I can't help you there. Loftax with the Winners' Cup. You're obviously very excited. Turbo. I don't think personally I'd ever have the balls to even say that or ask that. Ever. And if anything, there's really no rush. There's really no rush. Who knows? The guy could get like insanely good while he's like under 18 or whatever. In the meantime, maybe he just saves every single dollar he makes between now and when he's 18. And he just becomes this absolute monster when he's on the day that he turns 18. Imagine that. Like, I can't fathom this because I didn't really go through this, but imagine being like 16, 17 and you want to become a stock trader or a day trader and your wish is on your 18th birthday is that you create like a broker account. Like, yeah. I mean, I had a share trading account, from when I was like 5. My parents bought me stocks. And then when I turned 8, was it 18? I think it was 18 or 21. I can't remember now. It got handed over to me. But back in my day, you didn't have software, especially in Australia. There was no software. You had to, I had to call my broker to sell my shares and then buy new ones. I did that a couple of times when I was 18. Not 18, I was about probably 20, 21, and I did that a few times. And then we would use the Sunday mail, as they called it, your paper, your weekend paper. And then I would read all the stocks in there on how they closed on Friday night. And then I'd ring the broker and tell him to sell one of my positions, and then buy me another stock. But then, like, and I thought I could potentially be a trader doing that. when I was like 18. So that's like 20 years ago. And then I realized that my broker was charging me like $30 or something for every trade or something. It was about $100. I don't even remember the number, but it was expensive for him to like take the phone call with me and then execute the trade. And then, yeah. And then in the end, I gave up. I was like, well, that's not going to work. So I stopped and then never went back ever since. And then always throughout the years, I was always interested in becoming a stock trader in some way. I was always like, but you needed money and capital. You need heaps of it, right? People, you read all this crap online and stuff that people say, oh, you know, Warren Buffett only does 10% year on year and you can't outbeat him because he's, you know, a unicorn. It's like, and now you look online and you got people like me and higher than me that are doing like, you know, 100% a month or more per month. Some are doing 1,000% a month. They let me long-term invest in stocks, but they aren't letting me day trade. That's a really good thing. That's a very good thing. I had something weird happen. I opened the dashboard on Take Profit Trader and there is a brand new pro account on there. What do you think this is? Is it a glitch or can I trade it? Any thoughts? I don't know, mate. Go on their social media and see whether or not they gave you free accounts. Because I heard the other day that I think it was Traderfire said that because Trader 8 went down the other day on that Wednesday that everyone was freaking out about pre-FOMC, and like heaps of people lost their accounts. I think we had a chicken here called Maria last week, and she said that she had something, and that a lot of the guys were giving out free accounts or they were resetting your account, etc. So maybe you got given a free one, mate. Just go check their social media, see if they were giving them out for free. If not, mate, then you might want to DM tech support like David and Matthew said and find out whether or not they've made a mistake. Yeah, they take forever to respond. Yeah, fuck it. A little bit like Apex isn't too bad actually. Apex isn't too bad. I need to message them tonight about my my payout and find out where that's at. All right, Shrey, enjoy some sleep, mate. No worries at all. Thanks for coming past. Hopefully you're subbed and you can come back. If you haven't on the way out, smash the like button for free. Craig says, I got a free 50K account. It's free, so I'm just going to full port it. Oh, that's hilarious. Craig Man says, loving the big stream. Thanks, man. No, wait. Loving the stream, big man. Thanks, dude. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. %, David. You're right. I got 150K. It's gone now. That's excellent. That's excellent. Geez, guys, we might make it to the Asia high before 7:10. Are we going to rip? You're going to watch me rip, watch me nay. I'm going to let this diverge and take out this 4-hour candle here. Jeez, I tell you what, I don't really want to take this trade though. I'm going to go to the toilet. Well, guys, here comes your 6 a.m. candle. I almost don't even want to even think about drawing these out. You got divergence here at the 6 hour. Look, I will be very upset if this plays out. I'm not taking this trade, but this is what I want to take. If this presents correctly and it all lines up, that's what I want. But I can only take it to a 9.55. So that's the trade right there. But it's just not really something that I'm willing to take. I just don't really need to, and we've already had this loss tonight on here. And that's pretty well it. So, with that being said, guys, I am going to love yous, and I'm going to leave yous, because I am super tired. The stream's been on fire, guys. Like, look at that. That is so cool. You guys are fucking awesome. The whole lot of yous. Average view duration, almost 18 minutes. And we've pretty well maintained, 40 to 60... Well, we've maintained 60 viewers for the last, nearly 2 hours. And we maintained 40 viewers for at least an hour at 7 o'clock. And then we grinded right at the start of the 40. This is wicked. Thank you so much, guys. And as always, I stream 3 a.m. New York time, Monday to Friday. You can catch me here. We will be back tomorrow. And I'm going to take my loss today. And I'm just going to forget about it. And then start tomorrow. And that's basically it. So there's no point me waiting for this trade setup. I don't really want to take another trade unless we hit the Asia high, looking for my A+ setup, which should be something like that. Not interested. It's probably not going to happen tonight anyway. It's Monday. Mondays are usually a bit funny. So all the best. If you haven't yet, feel free to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It'll just boost the video just that tiny little bit more. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm sure most of you probably are already subbed, but hey, if there's a couple of you out there that haven't clicked it yet, why not? Come and watch me tomorrow night. We're going to slay the markets for the rest of the week. And feel free to join the Discord as well. If you haven't, we're just slowly building that up. Alerts, notifications, and some good old chinwag chat. Peace out, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 3:30.